here is they send multiple members down towards this tier 1. With only 2 members of Luminosity, this is going to look pretty bad for them. Regieleki is being ripped apart, but here comes Peru.
It's Overlord and Slash gonna have to hold it down. Here's the snipe shot though. Anemo takes big damage. So does Zynus. Overlord sees the opportunity. They're on the chase. Heavy slam block by Draken. Gonna let Tempo and Anemo get out of dodge. And that's what they needed in that moment because those knockouts would have been critical.
Yeah, they absolutely gave up Draken there, and it was a very smart decision. Keep Snorlax in that moment. Snorlax will be back in time for Rayquaza. Could be Peru's last Rayquaza here of this tournament. Reg Ice being chipped up right now, already at half. Only 8 seconds now until Rayquaza. Extremely aggressive positioning right over the block. Peels them back for just a moment. Anemo in some trouble, having to run away from this as LG continues moving forward. Back through the portal goes Peru.
If Draken goes down there, that is a massive catch in that moment. Curios is ripping snipe shots from a really advanced position, but they know Tempo's there. And now Curios is split from the entire team, but right into the middle is the Dodrio. Tons of damage on Trainer. They're trying to rein them in, darting across. Nice catch by Slash. Gets Tempo shut down. The rings are unbound. Arriba back to the middle. Anemo eats the Queenly Majesty. The Zarina puts them down. And now we're pivoting back to the center. Dodrio is on the run, and the Hoopa is down. Draken is sitting there looking at three-headed bird. Says, let's do something, son. And that's a big power nap for 2 KOs. Great work by the tandem. Another big heavy slam. The block into the wall. Trainer's pinned. Can they get the knockout? Zynus is going to go down. The pressure is just too much. Peru is feeling it from all sides. However, they have a 4-3 advantage in this moment for a few seconds.
Yeah, and here we go. Luminosity deciding what they want to do in this moment. Charging up the Queenly Majesty, looking for the Hoopa right now, and it's trying to run, but Kea might go down right here. Doesn't catch him before he goes through. Kea gets the reset. Tempo is being chased back. Overlord looking for another KO. Not able to make it happen. Tempo now deciding what they want to do. They are up Dupsex 181 to 152, and Kea resets again.
Rayquaza needs to start going down because they can send Dodrio on a mission to score. Rayquaza's at half, and I think Luminosity needs to pivot. They're getting leashed around by Tempo. Who's going to do it? Heavy slam comes through to catch the reset. There's a couple players down. Rayquaza's low. Snipe shots lined up. And it's Trainer, Arnar Marouge, and Luminosity Gaming is going to dash the hopes of Peru on another IC title.
It's
as
crazy.
Luminosity Gaming marches towards the Sunday Grand Finals.
With only 15 seconds left on the clock, the Ray Shields will help them score fast enough. The Hundo Burgers rein in the 58 burger from the Eldegoss. LG brawls with Peru for 10 straight breathless minutes to win 3-0 in the semifinals.
And another step closer to the 3 ICs of the year. First place prize going on their shelf. What a game by Luminosity. And you're talking about momentum. If Revelation's got some momentum, so does LG. And it's going to be who's going to maintain it going into tomorrow.
Crazy stuff from LG. I mean, they just look unstoppable, squaring off against one of the best teams in the world. Production, give me that cord Curios has. I could really like.
Yo, can you give Zoinks the cord that Curios has?
Honestly, it was. His Inteleon looked great.
It did.
You know what, production, can we stack with Curios later? Can we maybe do a 5-stack with them? That'd be awesome. Thank you.
That'd be really
Thanks,
cool.
production.
Yeah, what up, yo?
I mean,
what up?
What a squad. Every time you see Luminosity at an IC, they really do look like they're playing a different game. I'm not exaggerating it. There are amazing teams in this game. Luminosity in person, in a LAN setting, it just feels unbeatable.
Your boy got the
they certainly showed how good they are
shit on right
today. Luminosity game, we're taking a look at game 2 here, that Ray fight. And really, this Ray fight was all Luminosity again. Big screw ledge, amazing catch, exactly what you want. However, there wasn't quite the follow-up they needed. All of LG remained standing. The portals reset. They're ripped back through with full HP, and that just spills beginning of the end for Peru, as it's just too much.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, Luminosity just. I've played this so incredibly well. This is Trainer. This is the match that got them to decide to target ban Trainers. Zoroark here. Huge play. There's Curio. Let's go. Give me a new chord. You can see it. I can lip read her.
FGT.
I'm pretty sure he just said, let's go. But,
He
you
said,
know,
let's go. Give me a new chord.
no, he said, let's. Yeah.
Can we slow
let's
it down?
go. Give me a new chord as we're watching in Game 3. This Rayquaza secure. Very well done by Trainer on the Armor Rouge. And really, Trainer, I mean,
Let's go. My chord. My chord. Look at that. My chord did it. Dude, I'm telling you, I can lip read so well. Someone make me a spy.
somebody make you a spy?
Yeah.
Is that how that
you
works?
don't-
Excuse me.
You can't be a freelance
Excuse me,
spy.
can
They
you
have to
make
make
that
you
guy
a
a
spy.
spy? Overlord, player of the game. We've seen this card before. Come on.
We've seen it before, and wow, 97k damage. The triple axle, cool to see in this match, right? I didn't know exactly which build we'd be getting. And triple axle is a brawling build, which Overlord, I think he took that personally. He took that personally, I would say, because he brawled all game. Well, we're going to talk to him up on the big stage. We'll send it up there right now. Take it away.
Is the end of the day for him?
And here we are.
Oh, it
folks,
is.
with the MVP Overlord on
gotta
Luminosity
be. It's gotta be
Gaming
the
for
end of the day.
making it through to the grand finals on Championship Sunday. Let's give it up for him. Congratulations, Overlord.
ninth section
How
is
does
so
it feel
small.
knowing that you are that one step closer to accomplishing the hat trick of the IC title?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. You know, obviously we still have a strong opponent waiting for us tomorrow on Sunday, but we're glad because, you know, Fusion are a very, very strong team. We respect them quite a bit, so getting that win over them in a, you know, a pretty dominating fashion is very, very, you know, feels good for us. So, yeah, we're excited, and hopefully, you know, we can bring it home tomorrow.
Well, I must say, you are definitely on a roll. You haven't dropped a single game at all here this weekend.
So who the hell
2-0
made
sweeps
the-
through
to
yesterday.
Grand?
Pretty much
Who made
sweeps
the
all
Rick
through
Roman
today as
besides them?
well. How does
What
that
up, what
make you
up?
feel that you
What
have pretty
up?
much just been an absolute beast out in Fierce Sky Ruins?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels good. We definitely put a lot of work in. We kind of, you know, sat down and had a team talk after we unfortunately finished, I think, third in regionals, losing to Orange Juicers and Unk. It's definitely not a good feeling. So I'm glad that we were able to, you know, come back in such a dominating fashion and bounce back.
Bounce back is what is needed. You've been able to make it further than you did in the regional, so that must boost up the confidence going on into tomorrow. Now, one final question. There was 30 seconds left. Rayquaza hadn't been touched, or, you know, it was still being chipped at. In that last 30 seconds, what was it like for the team in that moment, knowing you were just
This
so
nigga,
close
this nigga looks
to
so
getting that
awkward
victory,
standing
but,
next to
I
her,
mean,
dog.
Did you know that you were behind in points?
Yeah, we saw the, we were slightly struggling.
Oh my god, this
and,
nigga.
Originally, I was trying to
This
get
nigga's
the
just like,
knockout on Hoopa. Me and him
like, I
had,
can-
you know, a little chase for
You just see
20
it.
seconds there, but once I
He
couldn't
looks
find
like
it,
he don't want to
we
be
kinda,
there
you
for
know,
real.
had to just take our odds and try to zone away the Blaziken, which Blaziken has a very strong secure and overheat. Try to just zone him away and take our odds with the Ray. It worked out for us, so.
Okay, I lied as well. I have one more question. Going on into Revelation in the grand
That's
finals.
psych! I lied!
Anything you'd like to say to them? I mean, obviously you'll get to speak to them tomorrow, but I guess just any preemptive words going into tomorrow.
Free, bro.
I've got to save everything for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Saving the secrets for
He's not
tomorrow.
talking
They're
shit?
gonna
What?
keep you on your toes. But
The fuck
any
happened
final
to him?
shout-outs
He not talking
or thank
shit?
yous you'd
He
like
usually
to
talk
give
shit.
here today before we wrap on up?
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate, you know, all the fans all the time, everyone that supports LG. We really, really appreciate it. Like, genuinely, we couldn't do it
Went
without
out?
you. But yeah, love all the fans, all the family, of course, cheering us on from home. So yeah, thank you,
I
everyone.
want LG
It's
to
all
go
about
down.
supporting the fans
If
and the
LG
family.
goes
Let's
down,
hear it
we'll
up
never have
for
an NA
Overlord
representative
and
ever again.
Luminosity
I hope you
Gaming
know that.
once again. All right, thank you so much. Let's send it over to the casters to wrap this show up.
Oh, it's the end of the fucking
I
day. We
could,
going back. We
lip
going
read
back.
that
We
guy in
going
the
back.
crowd.
We
He
going back.
said,
We going back. You're
Screen
tweaking.
that was your defender
I'm-
player.
I'm-
Had some
I'm-
incredible
I'm not
moments
doing
there.
this shit,
We
man.
did
I wanna
see a
watch.
heavy slam into a
Coming
I don't wanna
up,
be
Bonfay is a
DDP right
very
now.
interesting choice.
I'ma
for a
go-
fan here. Not really a supporter that you see
About
taken away. It's usually a Clefable or a Blissey, but I
Initiating a fight with a buddy barrier to back it up is a very viable strategy. But let's get into it, NAIC. Game number 1 of our semifinals.
Of course NA was
Orange
out.
Juicers versus Revelation.
Gotta see which of these teams will make it to tomorrow on the main stage for grand finals, and both these teams really want it. North America obviously putting on a pretty good show this weekend. Aside from the fact that we, of course, just had the numbers qualifying for our 5th world spot, which is a ridiculous thing to say. But here we are.
They got the tags wrong. I'm like, you ate these niggas the orange juices?
Interesting path matchup. Obviously, Buzzwole so strong as soon as we get access to that superpower, but they're going into a Suicune very early. That is so much crowd control, even for an Ultra Beast to have to deal with.
Well, you say that, we still haven't seen the Suicune yet, because over here, Flareon's with the invade. Well, technically the double invade now, and I mean, I would love to see just how that one's going. Gonna get some nice scores there. But yeah, look at this. Double buff I see on the Leafeon at the moment. I see only one buff taken in their own center area, so we can assume there was a steal.
Yeah, Kratos feeling great about taking all that EXP. The one backdrop is that they won't get any knockouts this early. They're loving to stack up that Excel Bracer.
What did Indiana do to you?
Shallow on that, but of course, taking away both those buffs.
I'm trying to see the dark magic from Indiana for real. I'm trying to see it.
On Celeste.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see the Haliband.
To evolve, you can see it's kind of at the
What
gatekeep spot where it's got a ton of the like
the
one
Haliband
big,
will strike again.
like a KO or one really nice wild Pokemon, and it could evolve just from that alone.
Not many of those left with Kratos on the case, taking yet another red buff. So Roland and Kratos on this tag team duo. Flareon sort of playing the backup all the way out here. Grassthorn hits multiple targets. Roland lines up a ton of damage.
I mean, OKC's
it's
a loud
trying
ass.
to join Lunaire, trying to get some of that EXP. But Flareon's and Roland are going to be making the way out of the fight.
To be honest, Psyduck with a Comfey on it might be the most invincible thing in this game.
Yeah,
it
already was. It feels like, a cherry on top.
Yeah, you don't even need the Comfey at that point. But that is a great way to help Flareons just get out of there. Actually, more so he was helping Roland get out of there, right? If we're being 100% honest.
Yes.
Pikachuff very, very low, going down to the bottom path. It seems like everybody's going to kind of split up back to their paths, and not a whole lot to farm in the center for now. The Urshifu has evolved, and Flareon's once again just getting out barely, as is the classic with Psyduck.
Yeah, this has been so
I don't
fantastic.
think OKC or the Pacers have won a chip
Central
before.
area in check.
I don't think either team has.
Just a Lapras and a Psyduck are not a lot to write home and secure. So Oblivion almost at level 7 already on this Inteleon, which they have apparently been infamous for in our tournament, even eliciting some bans.
Yeah, that's we just haven't gotten a chance to see it. It's just the knowledge, right? Exactly. Is everything. So we are going to see a pretty big push down here. The heavy slam landing into a beautiful snipe shot. Thank you for the example. Another snipe shot landing as nobody can quite get out of there. There's going to be a pretty significant amount of damage back, but it's mostly to Pikachuff. Oh, we are going to see those Celestial get taken down, and that's a great counter KO, at least for the side of Revelation.
Cruel and unusual punishment from Kratos. They left those Razor Leaf so long,
still
so that
plays?
Pikachuff just barely thought they could have gotten away. But
wait, the fuck? I thought he...
for Lunaires, they also fall.
I'm hearing the name
Leafeon.
I thought this nigga retired.
Though, as they take that KO. Snorlax to try to buy
I thought this nigga
time,
retired.
Water pulse from Lapras.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. These Unite niggas is out here moving like Logic for real. They be saying they retiring, but then they always come back somehow.
They're absolutely causing some carnage.
They always come back.
Goodness.
They're never truly done.
Really good as Pikachuff is just like, please leave me alone, you scary duck.
Oh god, I'm like, bro. They had the opportunity to act. They were like, yeah, these games is kind of
over
going
into
bad
the center area,
saying,
you know what, if you're gonna attack me, maybe
look at
now. Your own Pokemon, maybe I can steal it away. Maybe I'll just waste a little bit more of your time. And currently, still going for a little bit of a chill stroll. Finally put to sleep, literally as it lands from the heavy slam. Do like to see that. But in the meantime, Regieleki up top, not being really attacked quite yet. Lunar will be the first one there. Celestial as well. Regieleki getting burned down so quickly. And honestly, that freeze from Dispenza is going to keep OG away pretty much in time to not even be able to challenge that last hit.
Kind of shocked OG didn't make a faster push. With no level 9 on the Aegislash, they don't have that coup de grace Unite for secure, they do have that Emerald 2-step.
Oh wait, never mind. Bad AG play. He
died.
died.
All the way there, so the Sweet Kiss will be even more impactful. Does get knocked up by Pikachuff. Roland absorbs that snipe shot. What a play from the Comfey.
Oh my!
What amazing coverage. Just simply not allowing Oblivion to have value. That Leafeon is safe and sound with that Comfey behind him.
This Comfey is actually cracked. What kind of dodge is that?
Above, I don't know.
This Comfey is cracked, man.
Comfey is one of the
block 2 shots. I ain't never seen somebody block 2 side shots before.
In the game.
Back to back?
To the highest level of Comfey, I think it's extremely high. I think the highest level of play of Comfey is amazing to see. I remember, I think the first time I ever really saw that and realized that my brain was...
I be thinking about this, right? I be thinking about this OD. Pokemon Unite is the game where like it's grassroots as fuck in theory, but it gets it has so much money in it because Pokemon. If it wasn't Pokemon, this game would not have nearly as much money in it. I swear everything.
We're gonna be pushing through.
This game would have no money in this shit.
The check button to dodge multiple sources of crowd control in that situation. They're able to bail. Big attack by Kratos. So again, that Comfey pocket doing them favors, but what a response from Pikadip. That Buddy Barrier really helping, not to mention the knock-up. And finally, Revelation gets a fight in their favor.
Zugrug coming in to try and defend, but once again, Snorlax is so good. Yeah. We've seen that all day. I mean, that's like a common thing for years, but standing behind the goal zone, pushing everybody back, saying you can't even try to defend this goal zone. You are physically incapable of reaching it, and doing a good job of breaking it, and they needed those points.
Imagine if he had goal zone hacker.
Oh, that's the new meta.
Yeah, they'd lose the match. Okay, we're going to be rotating up towards the Regieleki very soon. Very likely, Orange Juicers obviously having a bit of an advantage in that way. The Tier 1 Gold Zone up near an objective gives you a safe place to retreat to, not to mention a bit of a quicker rotation. But it will be Revelation, the first ones to strike. OG, again, just playing very patiently, comfortable in their ability to defend against the Regieleki, ever defensive OJ.
Wow, they burned that down so incredibly quickly, and now I'm sure they want to just
watching these pros and shit, and then we realizing that some of these niggas, they were saying that they was retiring like a month ago, is still playing the game. They dead thought, I dead thought some of these niggas was done.
Help them defend all that well.
I thought some of these niggas was done, and then some of them just be returning back to the old teams, or then just joining a new one.
Flareon's trying to escape, does get KO'd.
Dramatic ass community, I swear.
Probably not, especially with Zugrug coming in as
forever,
well.
bro.
Oh my goodness, hold on a minute.
Orange Juicers ain't even forever. Like half of them niggas is gone.
Jeez, yeah,
they got.
Obviously, you got to deal with the Comfey right after. Normally, I think Dukesax would call that a BOGO deal.
What's it called? Lutano's been gone. Lutano's done.
It is still a hot contention.
He's done.
But either way, Orange Juicers able to rally back. They do lose that gold zone though. So with that transition, Revelation will gain the points momentum. 225 to 218, an extremely close match, but they are in the lead.
Oh, she just tossed the ball toy back and just kept walking.
Really
funny looking. But Registeel now being challenged, Pikadip moving forward and just
building space. That's one of those moms where like I look at it and like
from connecting, a really good call. But
pick it in pro play.
Like they've been doing pretty much every single
they pick it in pro play, but I never see anyone that's actually good with it and like in main game. They always get cooked.
Flareon's gonna have to try and escape. Kratos really going greedy, trying to take down as many as he possibly can, but a great freeze is going to allow them to turn around.
Not even that good. That's like an air pick.
And so they will escape, which is pretty amazing.
Garchomp, I don't think is really that good.
They are out of there, but that was scary.
Wow, Orange Juicers taking a terrible situation and making a pretty good scenario out of it. They do get
what a goofy ass team like I barely know her. I was hoping they'd fucking lose. What kind of name is that?
We still got 100 points in.
What do you mean I barely know her? Them niggas deserve to lose.
Position right now, looking for the secure. Snipe shot should be available.
Nice.
AG. I mean, picture perfect positioning from that team.
That was exactly where you want to be. The secure power of Aegislash is one of the best things about that Pokemon. It just does everything. Yeah. And that was, I mean, exactly how you wanted that to go. Flareon sat in the pip, down on bottom, scoring their 8 points, turning into 16.
They were my team.
I don't know, 500 points turned into almost 1,000 from the side of Revelation. That was an awkward engage for sure. That's the best thing that I can say. Yeah. Like you said, Orange Juicers turned that situation into something pretty good for them, but Revelation turned that situation that wasn't as good for them into really good positioning.
Yeah, I'd say pretty good, but not great. They're able to get dumps, but they do have to. Zugrug still has to recall after that. They used the Lapras Express to escape the Urshifu, so it's not like they could use it to rejoin the fight around the Rayquaza. So they don't have that big shield or the chance to rejoin the battle Of course, that just gets really awkward after that. All of Revelation is 5 in the pit. Not only does that give them a great chance to secure, it also prevents Orange Juicers from being in position to body block the Inteleon. That is something that doesn't get talked about as often. Inteleon, if there's an enemy Pokemon in that Rayquaza pit, it's really tough for that snipe shot to work. But if your whole team's there, how are they going to even get in?
Was Orange
if I'm being honest, I will say I thought the coup de grace missed. I thought it auto-targeted something else. It went like horizontal, and it looked like it missed to me. We'll see it again probably in the replay if it goes that far. But yeah, great stuff to Revelation. I will say for sure, when I walked up for the interview, I saw the end of
Revelation was Orange team. They wouldn't do the Snorlax word.
And Zugrug was standing there, and he was like, "Guys, we won, but we gotta play better. We have to play better."
Get a load of this nigga still here. Not retired, by the way.
They were like, okay, like we're not satisfied
still playing.
with how we won that set. They said that they were still kind of getting warmed up. They said that they were not playing at how they felt was optimal, and so maybe they're still kind of in that spot. They said that that was their first set of the day. They wish that they, maybe warmed up a little bit more. Revelation's been playing all day and beating good teams all day, so they are as warmed up as you could probably be.
I mean, you can't write up a better early game for Orange Juicers with this very off the beaten path composition. Also remind 2 supports and a defender does make things extremely awkward.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Orange Juicers don't be winning nothing for real. I feel like there are certain teams where it's like, if you really looking for them to make it to grands for real, like,
that looked like it missed.
At this point, it's like, it kind of feels like if Luminosity doesn't make it, NA's not getting to finals. Like, that's dead ass how it feels. Like, Orange Juicers, they'll win the regionals and shit, but when it comes to like the big tourney like this one, they never make it to
before the Rayquaza spawns in. Celestial able to really use this water bear. We see it so
I've heard mixed reactions to this dude.
Defenses,
I've heard some mixed shit about
this dude. Really solid thing for Celestial to pull off. And that Urshifu looks great, especially in its Surging Strikes form.
Well, we've seen it a few times now recently.
Celestial twice.
Yeah, it was Celestial twice. Didn't we see one more person from a different team play yesterday? I forget. Maybe. There was a lot of teams.
I think it was Wicked Blow.
Ooh, okay.
Wicked Hat.
Oh, Wicked Hat. Now I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, yeah, okay.
We need an
able to every single time. So I think Orange Juicers maybe try to pick up something that's a little bit better, secure. Obviously, if they can get Inteleon, they'll be really happy. But I don't know exactly what they prioritize here.
Yeah, I think their early game focus was phenomenal. Just until it wasn't. After that, the Urshifu and Aegislash just kind of scaling a little bit too far ahead where they couldn't catch up any longer. I do think a Psyduck first pick is a fantastic choice. We are going to see the Suicune locked in on the other side.
What up, Lewis? What up?
You got to expect to be dealing with some kind of top-level threat. So now we have Orange Juicers, a chance to respond. I really think you should be picking up the Snorlax in this position if you're OJ. It just feels so strong for your team. And of course,
who on this other team is crazy with Garchomp?
OJ believing in these
who the hell is that nice?
Here in our second wave.
Looking to be a pretty similar pick. Well, they chose a defender immediately. Again, I do get the concept of this against the Inteleon, but...
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Right. But I do still think that picking away Snorlax is still a great choice. Especially, I do feel like Picadif as a player is particularly good with Snorlax. In my opinion, I think it's just one of those ones where you just want to take it away. I mean, he's been really good at Umbreon as well in the past, but Umbreon not in the meta at the moment, so I'm really curious as to where they would flex if they made them make that choice. They didn't make them make that choice, so I'm talking entirely in hypotheticals.
All right, well, Kratos is going to have one of their birds banned. They will remain on the other. So the Talonflame
every 3 out of 4 games.
In the Mew. And you better believe I also believe
Psyduck is picked more than half of every game.
To it this weekend.
No, you won.
That's true. I
technically won.
You did win. So that is a 0% win rate against you. Flareon's on the Mew. I think it's going to be really good. That does solve a lot of the problem of the secure. Same thing with the Talonflame now being on the team. I think they're going to get a lot more mobility as well in that case. So they should be able to kind of approach a lot more of these objectives and fights in the ways that they want to. On the other side, though, Absol has had a really good record today, and it's got a lot of great targets, I think, on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I don't think
Celestial like being cooked
for 7 minutes. No, I think he's thinking it's time to swap that up, locking in the Absol Accelerator, Razor Claw, Scopelets, and that X attack. Very spicy battle item that is going to be a terrifying Unite move, specifically if you were a wild Pokemon named Rayquaza. I would watch out for
why is bro running
that is a
Razor
devastating amount of damage.
Another thing that I really liked as we were just watching them for a moment was Dispenza on the support Suicune. And that was something that I said that we didn't really get a chance to see a lot of this weekend. We saw a lot of just attacker Suicune, which obviously extremely strong as well. But I'm a really big fan of the support Suicune. You see it has the Cursed Incense as well, just that it can help with any sort of healing. But there was just so many situations where Dispenza was able to control the pace of the match, stop people from being where they wanted to be. It really showed the value. Obviously, Suicune can kind of just do whatever you want. You could probably play Defender Suicune if you wanted to, and it would work out.
Then again, Razor's
exactly. It is a Pokemon that fits into so many roles, and I would say one of the best fits for it is winning games. It has done phenomenally at filling up that position. But okay, here we go.
What's the bracket
Game number 2 between Orange Juicers and Revelation. Crowd, send these teams.
I went back in the video like 2 hours, so all I know is that
if there is a set to lose the first game in, this is the one you want to lose the first game in because it's a 3 out of 5. So Orange Juicers are going to have to make that adaptation. But Revelation, I feel like they're on so much momentum. Infinite momentum. You just can't stop.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Looks like Orange Juicers.
Yeah, OG trying to take that Buttlebee back into their own tall grass, look for the secure, but again, that Suicune early, such a devastating threat for the Buzzwole to deal with. They do have the backup of Roland on Psyduck this time around, so a lot more crowd control, a little less healing though.
Ooh, this is very close. Oh yeah, wow.
You know what I expected to see more? I didn't expect to see Clefable.
Right there,
I don't
if
know.
they're going to walk up that close. And honestly, maybe they could have waited a little bit for Celestial to come in, but I guess it's not going to matter because Celestial's still going to pick up a KO. A fight on bottom as well. Rare to see kind of big fights on both sides.
That was a bad
play.
play.
These teams just really want this win, a double KO streak as well.
Yeah, it's honestly rare to see mismatches these days. With how much information is gained with these aggressive pushes around the goal zones, we often see rotations to the same path. But Celestial is going to get a few KOs, not to mention Lunaria is going to be way closer to Aegislash than they were in our last game.
This is a scary flank situation. Oh, this is not what you want, but having to back out. Celestial only connecting on Zugrug. By the way, the passive is going to be great against Absol as well, but also a rotation down from Dispenza. Not anything gained from the side of Revelation.
Jeez, a level 5 Fletchinder was trying to recall in that tall grass, and Oblivion just fell Stinger too. Pikatif read him like a book. A bird watcher of a Snorlax tackles them. They do still make it away, I think only at the Drizzile. No snipe shot to chase down the Talon. Orange Juicers thanking their lucky stars about that one.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster.
Yeah.
There's nothing scarier than being found when you're backing. But now a little bit of a fight maybe forced the 8-minute mark of XP, and I think Roland is going to be added to that list of experience. Oh, Kratos as
well. Oh my God, instant death is crazy.
Steal away a little bit of it, but a little bit of a run-in one-at-a-time situation for the side of Orange Juicers. They are finally doing some damage, but it's a scary situation, and they gave up a whole lot, considering the fact that, I'm sorry, who was on Revelation? Oh, it was Celestial has the Accelerator, right?
Yeah, exactly. So on that Absol, every single KO or assist will just be scaling up their attack damage even more. Already a terrifying thing to see.
I started to stack doubling. Did they do anything else with
Talonflame? Every single time we see that Brave Bird, this team scatters. Do not want to see those aerial ace resets whatsoever. So this team is going north, south, west, and east.
I feel like relatively it's still a good item.
And I do like the aerial ace choice as they're going to be moving in, though. Still, I was about to say wide guard, not as easy to use against aerial ace, but they immediately used it against aerial ace and then got the return KO. So what do I even know about this video game? Certainly nothing. Aegislash, such a good Pokemon. They're waiting as long as they possibly can. They're making sure that they can get the max overdunk, which is going to be 25. So a pretty decent lead for Revelation. I won't say it's strong until it's at least 100, but they're going to take a Regieleki going towards the tier 2 goal zone as well, right on top of that.
What a flip of the script from game 1 into game 2. I mean, early game could not be more different. Revelation controlling the entire map, the EXP race, and even the points, albeit rather small. So far, this Regieleki walking towards this tier 2. Talonflame trying to cut them off.
Oh, the flame sweep length 2 into
that
the
was
wall,
such a bad
unfortunately just puts them into a tough situation they don't want it to be in. Regieleki goes in, and now they've got to back up. Unite just try and escape, but this is just bad situation after bad situation for the Juicers.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Superpower brought said Regieleki into Gold Zone. Well, it looked phenomenally cool.
they make it
Unfortunately,
far.
it does
And
result
like,
in a whole lot of points for Revelation.
all the types of tourneys,
OJ
but they
kind
never
of
make it
sitting there
far.
scratching their heads about how to come back in this game. Electro Ball and some mage damage from Mew might be a good way to get it started. Celestial pulled one to Psyduck, and they're deleting.
All right, that's actually a huge KO for them. Highest level member
Or
of
they don't make it to
Revelation at
5 big
11.
rounds.
We're just now meeting another level 11 on Aegislash, but that's going to be
I
a
don't think
great
they're
amount of
gonna
EXP
lose
for Orange Juicers, who are still significantly
Chris Paul type
behind.
shit.
Maybe an attempt to heavy
Yo.
slam steal here. Not gonna be close
Speaking of
enough.
Chris Paul,
So Picadiff might be going down as
you
well.
quiet
I don't know,
quiet
that's
as
a
fuck,
mix-up.
by the way.
I
Alright,
guess
hold
that
on,
one.
let me
Snipe Shot just going
increase my shit.
barely, short
But
of hitting Zug.
what I was
Another
hearing,
shot,
oh,
fairly
too
short
loud,
Flareon,
too
so
fucking loud.
pretty
What I was
much-
hearing about
I'm
like
sorry, let's
Chris
see the
Paul
ball
and shit,
fly up into
I
the
was
air.
hearing about Chris Paul.
And look at the effect
Is that
of this
like
early game lead. In any
I was
other world,
hearing-
with that Registeel buff, Orange Juicers
I was
are
hearing
making a
niggas say
push
that
on the enemy tier 1.
if
They
Halliburton
still have the Unite move
if
to try to
Halliburton
compete.
gets this
Revelation
new
pushing their
ring
advantage
that
now.
Chris
Picadiff
Paul's whole
cutting off the
career ends up
backup,
becoming
allowing
less
the rest of their
valuable,
damage carries to
and I'm
fight
like,
top of tier 1. Orange Juicers
nah,
leading together quite well.
bro.
Thugger chasing down
Like,
their
sure,
own
I'm
teammate with
like
knockback.
Halliburton all the way right now. You feel me? That's a fun one. That's a fun vibe right now. But like, the Chris Paul slander is getting a little crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Backup. Unfortunately, we've seen a decent amount of missed snipe shots this time around, landing so many last time. But oh my,
there you go.
Okay, yeah,
Ooh, that was a good
That's being
eject.
dove by the Brave
Hey,
Bird,
he's
or by
dead.
the Bird.
Oh my god.
And now the
Ooh.
as well. They're just getting dove
Ain't
by
got nothing to do with
everybody.
Chris
They
Paul.
do
I
manage
was
to
saying,
find that
I
KO.
feel like I
One
did
thing
feel like
Snipe
ring
shots
culture
will not exist anymore,
has
at
fucked
least
up the
for a little
NBA.
while.
I did feel that
Absol,
way.
and Suicune more than a strong enough front line to be able to hold off.
Lower than
We've
maybe.
been seeing a lot of fights like that.
I feel like
Orange
ring culture
Juicers
is
for
dead
now
ass
this
ruining,
matchup.
like,
Just really aggressive pushes while not having numbers advantage because they're playing from behind.
How
If they
like
can
people view
steal a
players.
KO
Cause I'm like, there's
or
no
something
way
like
I'm
that,
putting
the comeback experience would be phenomenal,
Halliburton
and the
for
risk
Chris
is
Paul.
actually not that high on the other side. The problem
I feel like if Chris Paul
criticism
had
is
more,
we've seen
if
a
Chris Paul
lot
had
of
better
those
help,
throughout
he
this
could do
matchup,
the same
even when we were
shit.
at parity. So Revelation's been punishing so far, and looks like we're going to continue to do so in the scoring race as yet another.
That was a bad push.
Kratos goes for an extremely late Brave Bird.
That was a little bit late. That was like a ping diff. There's no ping, so that is a joke. But
legally,
I need
lower
to
the-
remind that. It just feels
I guess
like
I could
me
lower
trying
the
to play on
game,
like
the-
OC
the
servers and
thing in the
get a bump
back.
hit on something.
That
But,
works.
they are gonna be
Does
able
this
to get
work?
Oblivion. I don't think
Is it
Oblivion
better?
getting out of this
Is
one
it
for
worse?
free. Dispenza going in to try
Let a
and
nigga
save
know.
it.
Let a nigga
Oblivion
know.
may be getting out this one for free. Wow, barely avoids getting KO'd by Flareons. By
Yeah, it's
a
better?
pinch.
Okay.
We're going to see Flareon's, okay, finally going to be able to make that happen, but maybe trading his own life. You're going to hit a bunch of people potentially with this Unite. Great escape from Celestial. Does get picked up by someone else, though. I do have to, though, commend the mobility.
The context of knowing what move Flareon's now is equipped is so funny. That whole time they were chasing around, they had coaching, and they're like, please, somebody join me so I can get out of this situation. Great secure and rally back by Orange Juicers. So signs of life from this OJ team. Still falling behind.
Signs of life, my ass. They lost all of top lane. They lost all of it. All of it. And they keep banning Garchomp. I don't know what the fuck you mean, signs of life.
Level lead now, which is wild to say. They did hit the 13s first, they hit the 12s first.
Wow, Buzzwole missing the eject point, but it doesn't
Wishful
matter.
thinking?
Flareon's
Like,
able to
bro.
get the snipe on that Mew, and now OG is going to be taking down Dispenza. There is 20 seconds, so the respawns will
The
be
Suicune
available.
lived.
There's no way that
The
Orange Juicers is gonna be
Suicune lived.
shutting down this Ray Pit.
Orange Juicers have the ability now to
There's
be
no
the
way.
ones that are
There's
almost
no
on
way.
the offensive, right? They get to take wherever they want to take.
That was a free ass 2v1, and the Suicune somehow lived that.
Maybe from Oblivion, or I shouldn't say scared, but they're
This dude is
wary
not a
of what
tank,
else
but
gets
he might as well be.
before, this fight even begins, because some fights can begin before they end with snipers like that.
All right, well, Orange Juicers will have control of at least the entrance to the Rayquaza pit. However, neither team has intel around the top side. No one going on a long rotation. Instead, these teams want to trust in their poke damage and set up a solid fight. Silgar getting some damage on Rayquaza. Hopefully some auto attacks from them will go in their favor with that Twister.
Yeah, they don't have intel on the top side. They only have intel on the southeast. Just kidding. Wow, what an immediate pick. Doesn't matter that you got the passive. That snipe shot's going to hurt when 4 other people are attacking you all at once. And now, Revelation doesn't need to really do anything. They realize they have a gigantic lead. They can wait. Still a good amount of time. So
I guess I understand why they run Snipe Shot. I just feel like Spirit Shackle does the same job, you know. I just feel like Spirit Shackle just it has better vibes to it, you know.
And now look at this. Oblivion has the sniper tower under, like, locked down. Aegislash guarding one way, Snorlax the other. They're going to kidnap Selgrog again. That is the Unitema from Lapras chasing out Celestial, but the major battle is going on in this bottom corridor. Absolute Unite.
Oh my God! This talent's going crazy. This talent's going crazy, dude.
Kratos took out 2 in the backline so perfectly. Celestial going extremely low. That Mew Unite is amazing.
Beautiful. Oh.
Oh. This game rolling extremely low, but there's just not enough damage. They've got to start burning down this Rayquaza before anybody comes back, and they are making sure that Pika Dip is nowhere even close, but they've got to burn it down. There's only 20 seconds left. Take it. Go score. They need a bunch of people to score, please. Stop making us wait. Oh, the back out from Pika Dip. Yeah. It's going to go unanswered. They need to score even more. Roland being stopped in his place. He's going to get this score away. Oh, no. Didn't get the score in. It's prevented. They got 100 points in. Was that enough? I was not keeping track.
Okay, yeah, we should have been doing so much math, but we're doing absolutely none. We will take a look at the scoreline along with everybody else as they come up on the screen. And with those claps, it looks like Revelation are going to be holding on to their lead. Pika Dip with a clutch up back half and a prevention of those scores. I think neither Flareons or OG were able to score on the tier 2.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. I ain't gonna hold you. OJ's looking fraudulent right now. OJ's looking dummy fraudulent.
I have to say, some really tough choices made by OJ, and it took a whole lot of time burning down that Rayquaza.
They took a whole lot of time burning
down.
Yo,
I could have sworn. I could have sworn. Fucking Zungrug and them was so nice season 1, bro. Like seeing how like the new gen of players and shit be coming in and just whooping ass, bro, is ridiculous.
Who just is like, I'm gonna bury her and I'm just gonna sit here. And doesn't
back in the day, yeah, I'm saying, dude.
She's crazy. Now we can play a little bit more attention as Pika Dip just walks over. Honestly, MVP of that entire life situation, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Flareon does get that Hundo Burger into the top side, but you can see OG's Buzzwole not able to score those 50 as Inteleon holds it down on the top side.
Ridiculous, dude.
Player of the game going over to Lunar on the Aegislash with 54,000 damage.
Okay, so I do have to say as well, okay, great defense from Linear, obviously there. We're going to see that moment. But we also saw Kratos not able to score because they got frozen by Suicune.
Wow, okay,
that was huge. So there were several opportunities where they were an inch away from getting the score to win that game.
Is that a Blaziken plushie? That is a... Yo, what the hell?
Obviously, you know, you got another
that chicken was looking a little deformed to me, man.
To be in this situation.
Yeah, Revelation, newly worlds qualified roster, now trying to make
no, yes. Yo, what's up with the side-up plushie? What's up with these plushies, dog? These don't look right to me. I ain't gonna lie. Something look derpy as hell about them.
For a top finish at that World Championships, I think Orange Juicers
extremely... Look at this damn side-up. Fucking face deep in the damn table like this. Look at that shit. Villager ass nose. Look at this. You can use that joint as a paddle. You can use it for a boat for real. Look at that.
High on a lot of people's power rankings.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I haven't made mine yet, but probably.
Yeah, you're waiting so that you don't get you don't get blown up for it. Honestly, on social media, you're like.
I've been thinking about maybe making it after World Championships to really lock it in safe.
Little bit safer. But no, yeah, this is an amazing play, and you know, I feel like we were actually talking a lot about Pika Dip today. All of his play today has been amazing to me. This is some of the best I think I've ever seen him play. I was talking about, sorry, I know it just sounds like I'm just talking up Pika Dip a lot right now, but I am. So that's accurate. I was talking about any team that he joins always just does better. That's a pretty historied list of teams that he has joined and then qualified for Worlds with. But he's just a person who glues together teams. But his individual play at the current moment, I think, is some of the best that I've ever seen it, where he is preemptively in the perfect places. His movement is so good. I mean, everything about that final moments, like the final 40 seconds with him involved, it's like a masterclass of what you could be doing in that situation, wasting so much time, getting the back cap, using the heavy slam over walls, everything. I was so impressed.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I think Revelation is just humming in general. Obviously, they got that synergy coming from that newly added tank player in Pikachu. I think that's looking great. Their coordination has been really, really solid. I think Lunar and Celestial have been working together fantastic in that central topside duo. But let's
I wonder what the production people would be hearing in their ear for real in the background. I wonder what they hear.
That was a really tough position to be put in, and unfortunately, things don't go in their favor. Revelation got to be taking a long, deep breath after the results of that game, because this could easily be a 1-1 result. These are mistakes that Orange Juicers very rarely make. I mean, this is one of the best macro teams I think we have in the world, full stop. And having some of those missteps is really tough to deal with. O2 is hard to come back from any team. There's a lot of really strong mentals on that squad, though. I would not count out this OJ squad just yet.
Oh, certainly not. But I do have to say, the other interesting thing about the way that they're losing is I kind of feel like Orange Juicers, not only are they one of the best macro squads, like you said, but within being one of the best macro squads, they're one of the best at keeping the pace under their control. They're a very fast team. They like to take control of things very early on. They like to get their own invades, especially with Roland on any of his picks, basically. But they've been unable to do this against Revelation now. Revelation doing such a good job of controlling the early game. And maybe it's some game two especially. Game one a little bit. It's not necessarily that they like dominated Orange Juicers in the start. They just didn't let them do what they usually do.
Yeah, no, it was tough. It was some interesting.
I need to know who the fuck is so nice on this goddamn team over here on the right-hand side. I need to know who's so nice that they keep fucking banning Garchomp, dog. I need to know who the fuck is so nice on this team. Who the hell is that much of a demon that they keep banning Garchomp? Who?
Revelation can be sticking to their same ban strategy. Orange Juicers right there in tandem. Kratos will be in that first pick position, but will it be overall, and that side up just so phenomenal. I don't think that is.
Have they been using Alchemy? They have not been using Alchemy.
Game after game.
Really an amazing showing from this Suicune, from Dispenza Suicune in particular. Like I said, we got to see that essentially won the game at the very end of clutch timing of some freezing. We've seen a lot of just great usages of the CC combination.
This shit had me think if they buffed him or something.
That's what you got to do if you're playing it as a support. You got to
like who's the monster? Who's the demon?
Okay, so OG is going to be going back to this buzzword. You have a tough time controlling range. That Revelation was.
I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like Buzzwole only gets away with shit. Only gets away with shit when like.
We've seen a couple of options now. We saw
when they're like.
We saw the talent flip. It's going to be a full.
People aren't aware of Buzzwole. I don't know how to explain it, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm not losing. I'm not typically losing the Buzzwole like that. Especially after a certain point.
Kratos was in the perfect place. What?
No, I was correcting myself. I forgot they lost early game to Revelation. But yes, in that late game, they were doing a whole lot better.
Like most of my characters that I play, I just play around Buzzwole.
It was a big reason why they were kind of in the situation where they had a free win of it was a slow free win, and it was a free win of the Rayquaza, and it just hit all of its targets perfectly. We are going to see the double Excel on both OG and Kratos. That's going to and one of Flareon's. So I don't think they had those all last game, right? Maybe they did, and I just missed them.
I do
Alchemy banned. I haven't seen it so far. I don't think it's banned. But then again, they typically do ban new mons. They typically ban new mons when it comes to tourneys anyway, so it might be.
It has been picked a decent amount of tournament at that 11% mark. It's no Snorlax at 78, but it is a strong Pokemon. I do think this is a better response into the Talonflame. It is certainly a really, really powerful Pokemon if it can scale. So yet another one of those cases where they really need to be playing for that late game. We see the early games be won by both teams at games 1 and 2. Let's see who wins it in this game number 3.
This is, I feel, going to be either a turning point for Orange Juicers. I mean, this is not a hard call to make, but it's got to be a turning point for Orange Juicers, or they're just going to fizzle out. And sometimes it's just not your day.
Is it good?
Things go. And so far,
I don't have much of an opinion. I wouldn't know.
kind of, they looked to me like they felt like it wasn't their day. So we'll see if they can turn things around. But if they do, I think this is definitely looking good for 3-0 sweep. It's just all about the mental at this point.
All right, well, NAIC, let's give these teams your energies. We go into game number 3 of our semifinals. Orange Juicers backs against the wall. Revelation on match point.
And already, we're going to be pushing forward a little bit. Roland surprisingly going for way less invades, I feel, than he usually does. And that might just be a read of understanding Revelation, understanding maybe that there's not as much to gain, or whatever it is, just the pacing that they want to change up. But I do love seeing Roland make the invade, so it's a little bit sad. Whoa, again, that's a very similar situation to what they did last time. They fought exactly in that same top tall grass.
Like when I fought Alcremie, I was playing like like Zera and Scyther and like what's his fucking Seru. So like I ain't really have much of a problem fighting it per se, but like I guess it just didn't feel as bad of like needing to fight it like I did with a Psyduck. You feel me? I think its ult is annoying to deal with though. I'll give it that. Its ult is annoying. It's like it's a Mimikyu ult. It does less damage, but it also heals in the vicinity because it builds like a cake layer thing, and that shit is ridiculous. If that bitch sets up the you basically can't kill anything. You can't kill the enemy in that joint. I ain't gonna lie. Unless you're like crazy anti-heal.
Some points scored. Revelation hasn't scored anything, but I believe Orange Juicers hasn't got the KO, so they're just waiting to find something. Oh, that's a pretty big difference. Into the eject button back into the freeze, and now Aegislash footage moving forward. Not, is this is gonna be a big KO with Pika.
Heavy slam eject play from Pikachu. Not only does that clear out a few enemy Pokemon, as a ton of points gained, Orange Juicers are favorite.
The healing kit for Alcremie is cheap, so mainly we fighting the damage set. And luckily they don't do that much damage for real, so you feel me? I think I'm okay with that.
One of the few Brave Bird players we have in our tournament. Oblivion on a sneaky spy mission befitting of the Inteleon, but does get the recall.
Yeah, I think the Brave Bird is a great call. We saw that last time as well, and it seemed a little bit harder to counter from the wide guard. The last time I said that, immediately was countered by wide guard. This time, I made sure that they were very apart from each other on the map, so I didn't curse it. But 5 stacking bottom for Revelation, and I think pretty much immediately Orange Juicers are going to realize that. They're going to have to back up. Luckily, we see Zugrug pretty tanky, trying to get out of there. Flareon's getting caught a little bit. Zugrug going down. The snipe shot an inch away from that new tail, and that is going to be a goal zone. Maybe going down. They're going to leave it at 2. They actually don't even have enough points to break it, except for trying to get it. Oh, I guess they can overdunk it by 1 now.
Yeah, Celestial is running the attack weight on the Metagross. Oh, and Celestial actually, that's so funny, denied their level 9 on that middle ball toy because Roland
oh my god
goal zone on the other side. I mean, criminal activity there. Celestial will be
oh my god
supercomputer.
W Psyduck.
That's right, 4 breaks. That's what we learned.
Good attempt though. Didn't work out, but that was a good attempt nonetheless.
Dispenza is going to be rotating up top, and they've got to be careful. Well, Dispenza alongside an Aegislash. They've made a lot of really good flanks, I think.
Okay, they're looking a little better right now.
Through the center area, and oh, look at this. It's a little bit of a sneaky spot. They didn't immediately go for the middle birds. They actually waited to see if anybody else was showing up, but they showed up a lot later. Flame Sweep going to go through the middle, and whoa, awkward little barrier push, I think, to stop the attack from the Talonflame. We are going to see the Unite coming out from OG, and they are going to pick up 2 KOs, although it's a 2 KO streak from Zugrug, interestingly.
Yeah, Zugrug getting involved on this Lapras. I mean, kind of proving this.
That player is going crazy.
Yeah, bit of an Irish.
This moving nasty with it.
That's all right. They will all be returning to the central area for yet another fight. It feels like OJ and Revelation love hanging out in this position, not only just for information, but also a whole lot of experience spawning into that map at any given time. And both these teams looking to try to steal a KO. We're getting into that level range where 1 knockout is a tremendous amount of EXP.
And I gotta say, this is easily the closest of the 3 games they've played so far. I mean, 3 points difference when you're at this much score is pretty wild. The level difference is very, I would say, pretty insignificant. It is slightly in the favor of Revelation, but not in a way I think that matters enough for it to really change this game. And they are looking for this Red Rock burn down. That's something that I said Revelation were so good at an attempt to steal, but no, it's going to be Aegis Slash. Linear getting that secure. They're chasing it down. They're chasing the entire down 2 KO.
I ain't gonna lie. Every time I be looking at these intels, I can't unsee like how Lewis plays or used to play Intel. And I feel like there ain't enough like him for real. There ain't enough because every Intel I've been seeing so far, they miss half their shots for real. They definitely missing half their shit.
Taking that team fight kind of preemptively without their defender because Zugrak was on a mission to Lapras.
Like unless this nigga is point blank in their face, this nigga misses a shot.
The squad. Ultimately, it does not result in them getting the Reggie. Neither of which, as Regieleki is now.
Example number 1.
OJ very happy to give that one up. A tiny amount of points in the grand scheme of things, and it's going to go back to farm.
And again, after seeing
he is not a shooter. He's not a neuter.
Clearly, that win or lose, Orange Juicers really need to look at this game at specifically how they approach their objectives versus how Revelation approached the objectives, because Revelation have been in complete control of basically every single objective in every single game. They are just there so preemptively. They're rotating so quickly. They've got the secure on board. They know exactly who's doing what. They burn it down immediately, and it's all looked really good. But this is a little bit scary as there's a few more members of Orange Juicers there.
Oh my god.
Snapshot will connect on Roland, but they're going to continue. You know what? That's
oh my god.
KO for OG.
Oh my god.
Wow. OG with some really sick moves. They're actually canceling the Metagross Unite move with the smackdown.
Oh wow. Triple.
All of a sudden, Metagross gets those extra shields.
Look at them working. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
OG turning that one around for OJ.
I love that combination of names.
Yes.
It's
almost OP.
Oh.
Okay. Doesn't need to be nerfed.
We got a wordsmith over
really
here.
Timing for this Regis steal. Everybody wants it, and they do want to fight for it, but we're at the 2-minute 40 mark, so they are going to be able to KO Roland. These snipe shots just coming in. Nobody has really answered Oblivion yet this game. Big freeze as well. That's going to stop it.
This Revelation team is ridiculous.
All right, Kratos with a big
oh my god, prime example.
No way to get out, no way to deal additional damage. They are going to get KO'd, hopefully getting them a little bit closer to earning back that Flame Sweep Unite move, as they will be spawning in with only around 7 to 8 seconds before that Rayquaza spawns, meaning that Revelation, with this Inteleon base comp, yet again gets priority positioning around the Rayquaza.
Well, that is the ultimate silver lining. They do get the Flame Sweep back, so that's something, but an immediate engagement off the bat. Rolling.
Oh, I've never seen this map before. I've never seen it look like this before. That's a cool look.
Having to use that Unite just to disappear and return in the middle of it.
Oh, wow.
They won't go down, but again, that's so many resources. Oh, wow. Everybody's being split up. Rayquaza starting to take some damage, and it's just all Revelation on the board. Flareon's one of their only last chances, but 2 members trying to space them out. We do see Zugrak as well in the southeast side. Everybody else running back in. This might end up with a flip if we do see Orange Juicers decide to prevent the reset. However, they're actually going to continue with the fight.
Okay, the Sai giving a little bit of damage reduction towards the Lapras, but it only buys a few precious seconds. 2 folks went down for both sides. Aegis Slash, Suicune, and Metagross for Revelation. Buzzwole, Psyduck, and
oh my!
Aegis Slash, Revelation, 3 games in a row has secured the Rayquaza.
I cannot tell you how strong I think Aegis Slash is right now. That coup de grace was everything. It secured so many objectives. Get out of here. The surf away. It's not going to be enough.
Ridiculous.
I don't think there's any way that they fully defend this huge.
Orange Juicers really got shot 3 times in a row.
It is actually not as significant as it could be. Suicune going back as well. I'm not sure if they still have their shield. Celestial has about 1 hit left of their Rayquaza shield.
Okay.
So this is doable. This is doable. 120 points exactly. They could get that on 1 goal zone.
Yeah, another situation where the clock is going to be a really tough enemy to fight against. Pikachu taking a tremendous amount of damage. That block shield already gone, but they just replenish with that power nap. OG Unite move lands into that main defender. They need to take out this opposition to even open up the avenue to score.
And they can't do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. Oh my god!
Pikachu still up after all that. We're going to see Zugrak go down. We're going to see 4 members, 5 members.
Son, there's no way.
No longer stand the chance as Revelation within, I would say, a 3.
I'm going to keep it a band. I'm going to keep it a band. This nigga Zug is hilarious. His whole team is dead. Watch Zug. Watch Zug. Watch what he does. Whole team dies. Fucking immediately yanks off the headphones and puts that shit away. He don't want to do none of this shit. He's done. He is done.
Will be the ones to advance to the grand finals. Welcome to the World Championships, Revelation, and welcome to our grand finals, as they will be going to Sunday to play for a chance to take the championship.
This nigga puts the headphones down. He's like, damn it. He's like, damn it, we lost. It's over, man. At first, I was like, who the fuck is Revelation? And now I'm like, what the hell happened to Orange Juicers? They ain't got no juice, no sauce. Nothing. Nothing. Got a damn thing going on. Sucking ass team right now.
Revelation just held control in so many situations.
You know what? I think Pika just allowed to stay unretired for real. He's allowed. See how he was busting ass and shit.
A play from them, Orange Juicers, unfortunately not moving to our championship Sunday, ending our tournament in top 4 position. Semi-final to go.
Also, Revelation was the first team to make it. So I guess the other team is Luminosity. Oh shit!
Even more so from the Revelation side.
Wait, so North America, as a region, made it to the grand finals? Oh shit!
And then Peru being kind of the big upset of,
NA made it.
Well, but there's just so many close teams.
Who would have thought?
Top 3, Orange Juicers win for sure within the top 4. So I really have no idea what could happen, but we get to see probably a whole lot of replays from this set, as it was a pretty long set, even considering it was a 3-0. It felt like everything.
I see how this other thing goes though. I don't care about
3 straight games, and yeah, look at that. That was a
I don't care about the interviews. Show me the game. Show me the game.
Facilitating engagements, or mostly it's not even facilitating the engagements, it's mostly saving Tempo and Anemo whenever they decide to just come unglued and just like, I'm going for it all. Draken and Kea always there to help out.
Yeah, I feel like Tempo and Anemo are limit testing every single match, and they have this amazing safety net parachute in their support and defender cores. We're getting ready. This is our first draft here of our semifinals.
You see, now these bans make sense. Niggas out here banning guards. You know what? You know what? Orange Juicers deserve to fucking lose. These niggas kept banning Garchomp. Now that I think about it, these niggas deserve that shit. The fuck out of here, that bum ass ban. These niggas deserve that shit from the ban select screen. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
But my brain said 5 fingers is not 4 fingers, and he asked
me. He banning Garchomp. I thought he was gonna do something for real. They would have lost faster if they had him. They had him, bro. Like who on the enemy team was such a threat that they had to keep banning Garchomp? Who can't handle Garchomp?
And you are able to power up your team with the best item in the game. It's a real win-win.
It definitely is, and the fact that it keeps your draft open, especially in this first position, is important, right? It allows you to be at least a little reactionary without committing too heavily. And Overlord on Blaziken is something.
They had a Garchomp demon over there, trust.
Again, grabbing Armarouge, who is having, Armarouge specifically, is having a great showing this weekend to the point where it's starting to earn bans.
Yeah, I think Armarouge is having.
Armarouge is such a good Pokemon right now. I ain't gonna lie. Armarouge is so fucking fun.
All over the place. And then, of course, we have Blaziken. This is a Pokemon that I think we expected was going to do very, very well, and it is delivering. On the other side,
his combo was one-shotting all the
premier
tanks.
Defender pick that felt like it crawled its way into the meta right around regionals, and of course, Psyduck, the most difficult thing to deal with, it feels like, in the entire game.
I mean, you talk about Revelation specifically using Psyduck to a lot of phenomenal value this weekend. Where is Trainer going to go? They go with Zoroark and they're going to be putting tons of pressure on top of Peru with that Pokemon. Zarina going to be looking to contend and battle up front and scrap as best as it can, and Anemo, who's going to round this out with a Ceruledge.
Interesting. I mean, when I look at Zoroark,
there
are 2 questions on my mind.
I guess X attack works on Seru, but like full heal is so much better.
Will I call this Zeraora accidentally?
Full heal is so much better.
He nailed it. We're not on camera, but I can tell you at home he hit it immediately. This man, I could tell him to put 3 fingers up and I bet he hit it. He did.
The sound effects.
There we go. He fixed it. There we go.
I'm sure people would like for us to talk about the game, but numbers is important to us.
Yeah, numbers are extremely important, and extremely important to these 2 squads as well. For Luminosity, it's going to be number of trophies. For Peru, it's going to be number of times beating LG. So far, that's a 0 this season.
That's a low number.
You're holding up 0 fingers.
Bang. Nailed it again. Kid's on fire. How do we think about this Ceruledge? We have seen some phenomenal games out of it, and then, you know, this is where Peru, like, what do you think Peru is trying to counter with Ceruledge? Usually that's where you lean with your gut or pick, is to try and counter or, you know, find a way to combat what the enemy team has put together. Where do you think Ceruledge might slot in?
Well, you know, it's got one of the best Unites in the game, but you have to hit it. It's not like a Charizard Unite where you're guaranteed to be taking them up into the sky and doing some serious damage. That Ceruledge Unite hits could be massive. It misses. It feels like this Pokemon loses a ton of value, but you're going to see it in the hands of one of the best
This is
teams in the game. As we get ready here in our
me to play Unite.
Luminosity
I feel like this happens every time we watch Pro Play, though. Anytime Pro Play comes on, niggas is like, yeah, you know, I think niggas needs help. We need to get on the game. We need to start playing more. Like, it happens every time, you feel me? It's like, Pro Play's on, I gotta get on. I gotta get on, I'm inspired.
We'll see how it actually works out in practice, as tons of pressure is being put on Kea. Popping the headache as the Psyduck, which is actually buying him enough time to retreat. And
dog, I just opened the game. You see what I mean? Prime example. Prime example.
Very aggressive right here. We're gonna see if
tomorrow. I gotta get on. I gotta play game. I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Crazy fight. The pressure from Luminosity Gaming this top
you and Saul can collude.
Another great secure by Otter right there.
I mean, Suicune is the best thing going for a reason. Not only is it great in phenomenal players' hands, but, you know, we said it was nerfed, but not really. You know, it clearly doesn't feel like it, not this weekend, and here comes Trainer.
And we can see Trainer coming up to the top path right here. The picture-in-picture shows a fight in the bottom path, but those are some easy scores for Luminosity. The evolution.
Random thought, I might get back into Guilty Gear for real. I ain't gonna hold you. I might get back into Guilty Gear. It's been on my mind as of late. It's like maybe the 3rd day in a row that I've been thinking about Guilty Gear.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here from LG. Moving forward,
Word,
right now,
yeah, I might try it.
On this side, getting aggressive enough.
I haven't played a. The thing is, I've also been thinking of buying a leverless fight stick, like a small one. I've been thinking of buying one, low key, just to see.
Moving forward is this Luminosity team. They're moving forward as a collective, right? They're understanding the rotations the Trainer needs to make.
Actually, never mind. The nigga net here sucks dick.
Sweeping in to push. Is this going to be any different as we have
rollback wouldn't save it, trust me. I mean, our connection was fine when we were playing Smash, so if Smash connection was fine, I doubt that Guilty Gear would be bad, you know?
It doesn't look like they were able to do too much. Tempo now level 6 on this arena, so the fights are going to get better and better for Peru. But look at this in the top path. Goals at 3. They're keeping it up so that they're able to get all of the experience between these 2 goal zones. 4 members fighting on this bottom goal zone. They are going to be able to score, put some points in. Here comes Trainer.
Oh, come on. The big fire spin around Kyrios prevents more scoring from going in.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't know why it feels so much worse when I played it here a few months ago.
99.
Maybe the person you play with had bad internet. Could be that too.
And then head and grab experience on the side of the map for Peru. Meanwhile, we're fighting here in the bottom path. 4 members of Luminosity. We do have Zarina making their way top to try to stop Overlord, but it looks like it's going to be too little too late. 5 seconds now until the Reggie spawn in top and bottom path.
Well, it looks like Peru's going to do a heavy rotation, go 3v2 top. No, they're switching gears. Serena's rolling downstairs. We have Mew creeping in. Mew, a great secure option, but barely eked out by
I thought it
Trainer,
would have had that. I'm not going to lie.
Really close there from Zinus. Solar Beam not able to make it happen. In the top path, it's going to be very difficult for Peru to do anything. With Overlord as Blaziken near this objective, it's just so incredibly tough.
Blaziken is so fun.
Instead of getting
Blaziken
the
is so fun,
objective
dude.
right away, taking down Psyduck, heading right back up. Almost level 10 right now on Blaziken.
I look at Luminosity Gaming, and one of the strongest parts of their games is being able to weather the storm of player mismatches, right? We just saw 4v2, 3v1s, and then the fact that they can do that means that they can stress the other side of the map, and it makes you feel hopeless. Because you're like, if I can't get it done 4v2, how am I supposed to get it done 4v4, 5v4? And things just feel out of touch, out of reach. Luminosity Gaming looking really good.
Yeah, Luminosity absolutely has their foot on the gas right now, and they are crushing it. Big time Ceruledge Unite, but only clips one. Solar Beam doesn't get anything done. Armarouge Unite misses.
Wait, it didn't even do anything to him. Am I bugging?
Luminosity thing done. Arm to get big time Ceruledge Unite, but
look, what the fuck? Look. Okay, watch the Armarouge, gang. Watch the Armarouge. It did nothing to him.
Solar Beam doesn't get anything done. Armarouge Unite misses.
He fucking lit that shit. Nothing happened.
Luminosity now peeling away. I was wondering how Zororark was going to do.
The fuck was that?
And it looks like just fine in the hands of Trainer.
Well, that's
what?
the thing, right? You saw Anemo coming in and immediately sussed out by Trainer.
Maybe it's a full heal
right?
thing.
As
I don't
soon
know.
as they got
Maybe
into
I'm
vision,
dumb.
they tried to get in the bush to jump them out.
I also
of the
realized
but
that
no.
Luminosity has no supports whatsoever.
Takes the initiative there and makes it
They have zero supports, and they're cooking them right the fuck down.
Right now, getting close to the side of Luminosity Gaming, but they have a lot there. They have
Unless they have support
almost
Suicune or
12.
some crazy
they have
shit.
Overlord just hitting over. No, sorry, that's Curious who just hit 11. Overlord 11.5 as well. The assault on this bottom goal zone, moving in with the fire punch, seeing what they can make happen. They're going to try to break it right now. Big time Solar Beam overheat helps pick up a KO. Blaziken takes one, moving forward here onto Tempo. Another goes down. This time to Armarouge, but they're caught by Zinus.
But Zinus repositioning to get the Solar Beam for the knockout allowed that goal zone to be closed.
They already support Suicune.
Gaming, you're feeling okay with that. It's not the ideal exchange, but you're still there. Now they're putting tons of pressure on. Otter forcing out the...
That was such a cool angle. What the hell?
Can they cash it in? Overlord's looking for some more punches. Everybody's low. This is Peru's moment. You got to make it happen. Oh no, they either cleansed or duffed the Unite move. Didn't hit the broadside of a barn. If you remember, we burned it down yesterday. And now Curious is fire spinning their way up the track, and they get a Snorlax for all that effort.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're able to get the objective. They put a lot of pressure on Luminosity. That Psyduck Unite move actually making it really hard for LG to fight there. But you're right. Once again, Ceruledge Unite threading the needle perfectly. Looks like it missed every member of Luminosity there. They're definitely going to have another one, possibly two more in this match. But that Unite move, unlike Blaziken stance switching or a power nap, it can easily miss and provide no value at all.
And no value is exactly what it went for, just like the number of times they've beat Luminosity Gaming, which is none. 3 minutes, 36 seconds on the clock. We're starting to rip this Regieleki. Counter scoring is the duck. They're able to be preventing the score. We're going to place
wow.
Otter sees them, puts them in the
That's a good play.
Boosted auto, eaten by Otter. On the backside is Overlord. They're looking for a pincer maneuver. But now they're looking to see if this Regieleki is going to go in, cut off by the tank Lapras, and good Unite by Tempo. Can they actually get a KO? They do. Finally, the support Suicune goes down, but that's not a type of target you want at this point in the game.
No, I mean, you're expending a lot of resources for it, right? They had to use the Unite move from Serena. They do finally get it, and there's no question it's been one of the most difficult things for them to deal with.
Support Suicune is crazy. I swear to God.
Suicune is able to output has just been impossible for Peru to get through and also win some of these bigger fights. Level-wise, things are looking amazing here for Luminosity Gaming, but Peru not far behind. 13 on Ceruledge, 13 on Zarina. Gonna need to move around the map, get some wild Pokemon experience so that they can charge up that Unite move, but they are walking into Rayquaza, 100 points down, but pretty even fight-wise, and look at them score top.
Yeah, they're giving up this objective and trying to match up these points here, and they're able to square up the lead a little bit. About 51 points separate these two squads as we have 15 seconds till Rayquaza.
That's right, Ray is about to hit the map here, and we're going to see how Peru wants to play this. They are behind. Luminosity is well aware of that, so they're going to need to be the ones to make a play. But LG likes to take these opportunities to catch their opponents and start a big fight. The question is, how do they want to do it? They move in with Snorlax and then pull them back with a Blaze kick from Blaziken here. We're going to see how they want to start this engagement. Nice little Solar Beam, chips Overlord a bit. Slash getting caught a little there by the Psychic, but an easy block. Deals with a lot of that damage as you have Peru Unite sneaking around in the tall grass here, and Overlord might get caught right now.
Oh, they're putting the pressure on. Nice readjustment. Overheat is there. Pressure put on Real back down.
Oh my! Oh my!
Goes to Unite on Trainer, but here comes the power nap. Suicune Unite back the other way, and it's a Nemo that goes down first. Now we're putting the pressure on, and you gotta feel like not getting Overlord there is a critical mistake.
Wow, shocking that they weren't able to catch him there. Two members of Peru went for it. Not able to make it happen.
Wow!
Right now, that's two members down. Luminosity Gaming is pushing forward.
No, Otter is there. Whirlpool put it down. Psyduck tries to wrap them up. The Mew Unite is going to give them in the mist, and they're going to be able to retreat here as we're looking for some resets. Overlord pretends to go back, stays in the pocket for just a second.
Here we go. Overlord looking for their moment right here. Slash moves in big time.
Oh my God!
Now they're going to have to be on the hunt here. Draken tries to step up. Curios is getting really low. Heavy slam cover. Block is out. Can Curios get behind it? Tons of pressure on Kea. And now we're going and split scoring. Luminosity is going to start stressing this thing in different directions. Is it Rayquaza? Is it stopping scores? Doesn't matter. Luminosity sees the finish line in sight here in game one.
Here we go. 30 seconds left on the clock. Peru is behind. Their only hope would be to peel off and score, or possibly
how does Luca
get
feel with the
Look
new
at
buffs?
This.
The same.
The home goal zone. Overlord
It feels about the same, I'm not gonna lie.
The knockups from Shadow Claw slowed them down just enough to let the score happen. It was probably over.
The buff, like buffs don't matter because everyone is tanky to take the hit anyway.
Very well
executed. The buffs high key don't
Another
matter.
game where unfortunately it didn't feel particularly close.
I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what. The E-Speed buffs, I don't feel or the Bone Rush buffs didn't do much for me, but the close combat buffs were nice. I ain't gonna lie. They did help me a bit more with like tankier fights and shit. They did help.
Themselves so well is going to be biting them in the butt for a long time.
Yeah, I mean that was a huge moment, right? We saw the eject button play at Zynos right there.
Bone Rush was never a damage thing anyway. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they kind of a useless buff. Yeah, it was worthless. And E-Speed was just like, yeah.
Tier 2s
it was getting cooked anyway. I don't think they're ever gonna make E-Speed as good as it was ever again, to be honest. I don't think they ever will.
There isn't much that Peru can do.
No, exactly right, and that's kind of been the story of our.
That shit is unfortunate. I really wish E-Speed had more power for real. I really do.
Is it an offensive threat? Again, when you start thinking of those offensive threats, how can it sustain itself? And here you have that beautiful play by Overlord to allow the points to go in and really secure the W in game one.
Other way, it looks like it's Overlord because it was the Zoroark, but it was actually Trainer.
Yep.
And the combo, for those of you wondering at home how that happened, the feint attack combo, you can slide back through and hit with Shadow Claw right into another feint, which resets Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw has this little knock-up on it, which you see Zarina get hit by 3 times in a row. That's just the proficiency of someone like Trainer on a Pokemon like that. It wasn't a game-winning score, but what an impressive little maneuver.
Yeah, take notes. For those of you at home, you might find yourself in a scarier situation where you definitely need those points to go in. If you're a Zoroark gamer, make that happen for your team.
So, heading into game number 2, Luminosity already up, feeling very in control of this matchup. Peru with the first ban, and it's going to be the Leafeon.
Yeah, targeted to Trainer. They're going to try and limit their pool a little bit, but as we just watched, you can't shut them off from everything.
Yeah, Suicune back the other way, and finally, looks like we're going for Inteleon, a Pokemon that has not had a super stellar weekend. I think a lot of us would have thought especially for Zoinks. I think a lot of us, I think a lot of us would have thought we would have had a stronger weekend out of Inteleon. I don't know if just that snipe shot quality of life change is actually hurting it, or if the meta is just kind of moving on from it a bit.
Yeah, maybe it's a combination of both. However, we did just have like our best Inteleon set where Revelation played it 3 games in a row and it looked terrific.
Great point.
I mean, Tempo grabbing Blaziken first here, unsurprising. It's incredibly strong. However, you know, that means Otter's going to get the duck, and they've got a lot of good choices to make here.
Yeah, it feels like this could be an easy spot to pick up your next, the next part of your support crew, right? So we've got Psyduck and we have Hoopa on the side of Luminosity. You could definitely see Psyduck played as sort of more of a tank role. You could also see sort of a dual tank with it, but it looks like we're going for kind of a classic supporter in Hoopa and more of a defender style supporter in Psyduck.
Yeah, great adjustment here. That opens up phenomenal choices for Draken and Kea, and they go into the bread and butter Season 1 Snorlax Eldegoss combination. Just as time tested as possible, those 2 Pokemon are, and Snorlax specifically, phenomenal weekend.
I'm wondering what we're going to see here out of Luminosity. We're getting further and further in the draft, and this is the point where you can't really hide your strategy that much anymore. You know, you're using your supports and defenders to
There's no way
what your carry Pokemon are. Curios once again grabbing.
I'm like, there's no way he's about to run Lucario.
Zoroark. So as far as they are concerned, not much different.
Yeah, and in a similar type of situation, we actually saw last time LG was on stage, Overlord grabbed Charizard, and Nemo's going to have to adjust to that. Obviously, the Inteleon is a direct target ban to Zainuz, who now defaults to Mew in that situation, and that's something that Luminosity feels comfortable contending with, especially when they themselves have one of the best Mew players going. And Nemo still rounds it out with Ceruledge, and now Overlord's got some choices to make because they've got a lot of good ones on depending on who they want to counter. A lot of short-ranged action happening from Peru Unite here.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of range either from the side of Luminosity, and there we go. Lucario.
We got a Lucario. Okay.
Received a few rounds of buffs, and now
okay, we got Lucario.
Ever play Lucario. If you've been with Unite since the beginning, you remember the Lucario meta that dominated an entire year of this game. The Pokemon was so good, it was able to stay in the top path all by its lonesome, creating the 1-1-3 meta. 1 top, 1 in that central area, and 3 members of your team in the bottom
Luca
path.
Gaming, yeah. Overlord right picked fucking Lucario.
I would freak out. I would absolutely freak. It would be great to see. It would be a nice for me and you, like a nostalgia snapback, right? That'd be very cool. Peru, how are they going to adjust? They ended up with a few better tools, I think. You know, the Blaziken, it really stands out to me. Snorlax, of course, stands out to me. But remember, Peru last game could have grabbed a Snorlax, but defaulted off of it into the Lapras.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is for sure, if we're seeing Lucario versus Blaziken in that top path, unless the outplays are pretty incredible, Lucario is much better early than Blaziken. It takes a long time for Blaziken to catch up to Lucario, but late game, it is a bit of a monster. I would love to see the extreme speed build here. The Bone Rush buffs feel really, really solid on Lucario. It feels like a bit of a delete button. Its Unite move is on a
no, it does not. The fuck are we talking about? No, it's not.
Ability is like on a lower cooldown now, so you can brawl more often. I can't wait to see what this looks like as we head into game number 2. Peru Unite, your purple team, Luminosity Gaming, your orange team, up 1 game in our best of 5.
Can we talk about a soul read situation here? Kea and Tempo flip sides to try and fade Overlord and slash.
No way!
And they flipped too. So now they're finding themselves against the matchup they would have gotten if we kept everything the same. Talk about the ultimate soul read. And now that just means Luminosity has been studying Peru because they've probably done this a couple other times and they adjusted very well. And now Overlord still gets to bully that torch.
What a hilarious moment between these two squads. They both had the exact same idea, looking for that counter right there. Draken getting very, very low here in the top path. Looks like things are not going too poorly for Peru up here. In the bottom path, I know Lucario put some points in. We already have the center area making their way down looking for the KO, and they are able to pick it up on Lucario, but here comes Trainer.
Trainer needs to clean up the track.
Oh my god!
Immediately sees that and says, nope, not me as well. Get out of here. We can't feed a Trainer that much this early.
Yeah, Trainer
this nigga is
insane.
All that
experience between the two goals here in the top
this nigga Trainer's ridiculous.
Otter trying to deal with Draken. You know, Snorlax has incredible secure, but I love this by Curious. He says, you know what, fine. I'm just going to go try to score right now if you're not going to let me get the wild Pokemon.
And he's successful too. So Curious going to get out of dodge, hopefully, with Otter a little support, little surf knockback, and Draken is just staying relentless on this pursuit. Finally gives up on it, and that's a W for LG.
Look at Draken. I mean, Draken just will not quit here. Pretty incredible, and does get
W steal.
Heading back up to the top path, seeing what they can get. Draken right now, level 5.
Yeah, I mean, doing a great job in this 2v1. You know, Luminosity still chipping away at it, right? Still getting their experience, not slowing them down too much, but you're buying time. Here comes a Nemo and Zynos. Good
nice
knockout. That's well done, good work.
Very, very nice as we head towards the center right here. All of this should be pretty free for Peru, but it looks like Trainer is here to stop them. Nice plays by Anemo. Yes, they do go down.
He's still my heart.
Beautiful hyper. I know you're so excited right now.
I really think this should be played more than it currently is right now. I think people are kind of enjoying, I don't want to say the brand new toy that is Trick Phantom Force, because obviously it's very old, but it is the hip thing to do, and sometimes a good portal saving 3 people is just way too good.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. Overlord able to make it out of that fight. Something Lucario just has insane mobility and survivability in a lot of these engagements, especially early in top and bottom path. They've outplayed their opponents so well. Luminosity up 0 points for Peru to 72.
Luminosity Gaming also can always conceal their hand, right? Because of this Hoopa portal where they can start switching paths, like no push feels super safe right now, especially because LG's ahead and Peru hasn't been able to chunk anything into these tier 1 goal zones.
Regieleki being chipped a little bit in the bottom path here. Easy secure for Luminosity. In the top path, however, we have 4 members of Peru. They are coming up through the portal, seeing if they can do anything about it. But no, this heads towards the side of Luminosity after that secure.
Looks like they might be trying to take a fight here. Anemo pops their Unite move, actually hits 2, but they are dealt with so quickly. As soon as they hit their Unite, they're dispatched of. And now the surf is coming through, a big Aura Cannon as well. Heavy slam by Draken. Really, Draken's the one coming alive for Peru, trying to give their team a chance here. Overheat is charged, doesn't hit anything. Luminosity Gaming is going to get out of here without.
I don't know if that was worth it. I'm not gonna lie. Now that I was watching that,
so proficient at not giving something up with a fight like that, right? Other teams might overcommit in that moment, but not LG here. Looking to see if there's any way for them to get out, and they cannot. Being chased down by Anemo. You know, we were wondering what's the plan with the Ceruledge. It's been chasing down Lucario very well.
Yeah, and you know, that's a great tool in and of itself. Now, can the rest of LG, I don't want to say turtle up, but at least adjust to that. Heavy slam is there, overheat pushes Slash Can out, they still catch the reset. Another player through here for the save. Curios is on the chase, they want tempo, they get tempo. Half HP between Draken and Curios, and are they going to get the knockout? They do, give them 2.
Look at Curios here. I mean, just playing this incredibly tanky attacker in Armrouge definitely performs much more like an all-rounder or even defender in this position. Decent amounts of damage, but so bulky.
Oh, here comes Anemo straight into the back line. The portal is down. 2 more players blinked out of existence, and they don't even have to come back through that, right? They can just walk up path and be okay. And now we're really starting to see the strength of these portals and how impactful they can be in moments like that.
Yeah, Luminosity Gaming, 3 members down towards the bottom path, but they can rotate top. They can do a lot here because Slash, the Hoopa, is level 9. Overlord eats a massive overheat right there. Tempo trying to peel back, but being chased down in this central area, and they are going down to Trainer.
Yeah, that becomes
easy. Watching a good Zoro is so fucking hype, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
There's a big push by Peru T2. They can just portal up, hyperspace highway. Otherwise, they're just keeping vision, understanding where Peru is going, and are they going to rotate to the actual objective?
Here we go,
high key, Animal's getting cooked because he doesn't stack or he doesn't have enough damage.
They do go down, but a better trade would be picking up this KO. Trainer does.
He definitely does not do enough damage.
On Trainer, forced to use the Unite move and retreat. Nobody else really for Luminosity is there. Might have to give up some points. Focus Blast almost sorts them out. Decent stun there by Slash. They move through with the Rings Unbound Hoopa. They're shrunk back down to size like a micro machine, and that is a portal that doesn't catch anybody. His Otter is trying to hold it down by them lonesome.
Yeah, Tempo right here in the bottom path, just absolutely crushing it at this goal zone fight. Trainer is back to try to stop them, but it really does look like Tempo has this under control with Kea supporting in an incredible way.
Nice.
Blaziken so unbelievably good.
I mean, you take a look at this. The scoreline is incredibly close. The experience favors Luminosity right now, but that gap is shrinking. Peru Unite is understanding how to get value here, and they're doing a decent job keeping it close.
Yeah, 149, 147. As you talked about, level-wise, it is close, but we do have Luminosity ahead. They've been doing pretty well in a lot of these fights. Trainer, maybe the only Zoroark that I see without a Comfey performing at this
what we call him.
I mean, even Overlord, when he's playing the Zoroark, feels like he has to play with the Comfey, right? Trainer is unbelievable on this thing.
Yeah, and that's, you know, facilitated by the players around them, allowing Trainer to engage with, you know, using the other players on the team as the get-out-of-jail-free cards, right? Once they get too deep into the waters, you have Trainer / Curios stepping up and helping, or excuse me, you have Otter and Slash and Curios stepping up to help him out.
Tempo looking for a sneaky score here in the top path. Multiple members of Peru trying to distract. They actually send Trainer to the top path as we have an assault on this goal zone.
3-on-3 action here. They're battling it out, but the firepower is on the side of Peru. Can they get a knockout here? Portal blinks out Curios. They're going to come back, and that in and of itself is enough to stop the push.
Yeah, and here we go. In the top path, we actually have multiple members of Luminosity trying to score, but it's the Snorlax stopping them. 30 seconds until Rayquaza. 2 points separating these teams. And outside of a few levels on the side of Luminosity, this game is insanely close.
Yeah, 3 level 13s on Luminosity is nothing to scoff at. But now that we're, you know, less than 15 seconds till Ray hitting the map, and Peru having a very good team fight strategy at Ray, everything is up in the air right now.
Curios, you know, kind of stalking the center of this map right here as we see all 5 members of Peru on top of Rayquaza here. They are on top of it. Trainer looking for a moment. Otter getting vision for the team, seeing how they want to fight. Curios moving.
I really like that camera angle. I'm not going to lie. That camera angle is so gas.
Things settle out very quickly.
They peel back right now, and we're looking for a possible score opportunity. We see the Cerulege hiding in the bottom path, but Lucario Overlord doing the same thing. Akimo pulling back here. Anemo trying to stop them and does stop Overlord from scoring. In the central area here, everyone peels back. Trainer watching this top goal zone. We are
Does he what's the Cerulege moveset? I run
right now, and neither one knows which is up.
What's it called? Flame Charge and Psycho Cut.
That's forced the Rayquaza to start to get hit. Rings Unbound will rip through the portal. We're putting the stuns down. Cotton Cloud Crash gonna land on top. Top off the team. It's gonna be enough to sustain the fight. Very low on the backside.
Whoa.
Big Cerulege Unite, but it's not enough. No players down yet. Just the Cerulege itself. Trainer's trying to get back the pad to eat some shields. The block is happening to prevent the rest of LG to get topped off as well. Now we're moving back towards the middle. The whole team of Peru Unite is getting there, but Otter's been hanging out the whole time. They've got the vision. The overheat is there, charged up, doesn't hit anything. Now we're gonna have a portal. We're gonna reset, and I think things might.
Oh my God!
And they're eating up everybody, and so is Overlord. The surf is there, and Trainer thinks that's enough. The HP bars are low.
Oh my goodness.
Counter scores.
Here we go. Overlord putting in 50, which will be 100 here in double time in the top path. 149, 347. Peru knows that LG is up right now, looking for the KO, and they get it on Overlord and Nemo. Very low.
Dude.
Looking to, get caught by Trainer. Trainer now moving through Peru Unite, trying to pick up those final KOs with only 15 seconds left. There's just not enough time for Peru. Beautiful Rayquaza fight by Luminosity, in control the entire time.
Wow.
Crazy steal from Luminosity, for real. Crazy steal.
No matter what look Peru has been showing, they have been adjusting and then doing a good job reacting in a beneficial way to them and communicating incredibly well.
Look at them up there. I mean, they're ready. They're locked in.
Changing chords.
Curious, changing chords. He knows he needs a new chord.
He's like, this chord is making me too slow. Change my chord.
Wore out that chord mid-match. You could tell there was a moment where I was about to say, did he wear out his chord?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Big Cerulege Unite hits 4 targets there, Spragos. You can't ask much more out of a Nemo in that situation. However, the follow-up was just a bit shy. If you would have been able to put that tan with maybe a big solar beam right in the same corridor, I think you get big-time knockouts there. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to tip the scales, and then LG takes back control, and this is when you see Overlord and Trainer just start ripping through the squads, and the fact that they didn't get Zinus as well almost feels criminal. Player of the game of Trainer on the Zoroark, and this is the second game in a row.
41K.
No Comfey, but still making a difference.
Yeah, I feel like Trainer is just, playing out of his mind on this Pokemon. Obviously one that he is known for, but man, makes it look good. Where a lot of players would require a Comfey, they need that, which, I mean, it works extremely well. I mean, you have a mobile healing device that you are bringing around the map with you with one of the most mobile Pokemon. It's pretty great, but this just speaks to the level Trainer plays at, that he can play this Pokemon without that level of support. Incredible.
Just, I'm just going through this this tournament, and I have been so impressed with the support players from every team on these Psyducks. Yes, we know it's a strong Pokemon. That's no new news. However, it feels like these support players have elevated their play with these Psyducks, making a real impactful difference where you go, holy smokes, no other character could have put their team in that situation besides Psyduck, and they're playing expertly. And that's part of the puzzle here that Luminosity Gaming is putting together that's allowing Trainer to be sore, earning the ban, rightfully so. What else are you going to do?
Fully agree. I mean, he has absolutely earned that ban. Of course, Trainer has a lot of options, but they're taking two Pokemon that Trainer plays very well. Overlord has been known to play both of these also. These two players go back and forth between, all of their incredible carry picks. It really feels like they have a massive Rolodex, and it's who wants this carry this time. I wonder what we're going to see out of Trainer now. I know the Mimikyu is very tasty, and he would love to pick that up. Probably, in my opinion, the best Mimikyu player in the world on the side of Luminosity Gaming. First couple of picks, the Inteleon is out as well as the Armarouge. Yeah,
Curious has been playing Inteleon for a while now, but most importantly, Xynews doesn't have Inteleon now, which is really where you want to be. Now, Kea is going to cut off the Hoopa and the Snorlax again, but we have a really interesting scenario here where you can give Otter the Mew, and then you cut off Xynews from the Mew as well.
Well, you also have Psyduck available. I mean, Psyduck is here.
You can go Duck Mew, and that is super legit right now.
Let's see what they decide to do here. We have the Duck being hovered. We decide to go with the Eldegoss and the Psyduck. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see Psyduck here, a top pick. To be fair, Snorlax is right up there in that conversation. This thing has been amazing lately. Psyduck just, it feels like no matter what, that Pokemon is a nightmare to deal with. It's so frustrating at every point in the match.
We got Lapras locked in. That's going to be like a top pack.
Dodrio. What?
With this Dodrio.
Dodrio.
Year 2. Carry Lapras.
What? What am I looking at?
So I can't say that this is necessarily a bad play. We just haven't really seen that in a long, long time. Over onto the side of Luminosity, Overlord picking up the Zarina.
Easy money. And really, all it's going to be is anytime tempo goes in, Overlord has enough sustain for itself to hang in the pocket just long enough to hit its Unite move, drag that three-headed bird into the skies, kick it like Liu Kang, and bring it back down and let the rest of the team clean up the trash. Trainer grabbing Armarouge, though, this game, based on how their draft shaped out.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see it, but I'm not surprised to see so much.
There are games that I feel like I should be learning. I should want, like, I want to learn.
A lot of these teams recognizing just
I'll probably end up taking, like, learning how to play, like, actual competitive Pokemon for real. I want to learn it. Like, I don't want to learn Unite on a pro scene because the game is probably dead, but, like, the VGC scene, man, that shit is big as fuck, and they got paper in that hole. VGC scene got paper. Them niggas are making bank. They got money.
Tempo and Nemo are just threats in and of themselves, and especially
niggas making money over there. Oh God, they are.
Make this happen. This is not down. You are down but not out. Let's make it work. Game 3. Let's get it.
Game 3, possibly our last game here in these semifinals. Peru Unite, your purple team. Luminosity Gaming, your orange team, up 2-0. And I hate to break it to you, Peru, but Curious just got a new cord. This could be very bad.
This is what he says. Like, I need a new cord. I'm taking Inteleon next game. It's going to work out. Give me that cord. Tempo quickly going to score, unsurprisingly. Bounce swing, got the cover. Can't quite stop them, and, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, really nice stuff right there as we head down to the bottom path. Beautiful confusion by Slash, catches 2. Curios just needs to power up, get that intel online as quickly as possible. So
I can't wait
insane amounts of damage. You'll notice 2 assault vests on the side of Peru here so they can eat those snipers.
Baba is not.
Yeah, I mean, anything, whatever it takes to make it work, right? Just get in there, make intelligent choices, bolster up if you think it's going to be a concern, get yourself a win, back on the right track.
We've actually got the Armor Rouge now running up to the top path. They decided to give it the
central
area here.
Playing with slightly too ultra players.
Depends
on where you're at. Depends how far you are.
Trainer moving in, however.
Yeah, fire spin down immediately.
The further you go, obviously, the less likely we'll run into them. For them dead and the Armor chooses to back out instead of ripping with the 4 other 4 people on my team alive.
And now it's a KO streak of 2 instantly. A situation that I thought for sure Peru would have been very comfortable with. They find themselves
some players ain't too intelligent, but
Like,
I think about it like this: one, it's a game on the Switch, so people are like, there's gonna be kids and people with low IQ, and then 2, it's a Pokemon game, so it's gonna be kids and niggas with low-key low IQ that's playing this game. So like, you feel me? Tell me, Shimmer, do you think it went in? I know it didn't. I know it didn't.
They're trying to insulate Overlord, get Overlord leveled up, because they really want to be Zarina as quickly as possible to operate.
Great plays here by Peru, up 62-9. Level 7 now on their Blaziken, taking that opportunity to do some real work up there as we have Trainer here.
Niggas be like, yo, the matchmaking sucks, the matchmaking sucks. Niggas are dumb. What did you expect? Niggas are dumb. That's honestly what high-key lowered my expectations when it came to this game. Like, I sit there and I legitimately, like, think about how dumb someone is, and that's how, like, I don't get too disappointed at the end of the day. Like, there was a game me and Mitch were playing, right? And we had a streamer on our team. We had a streamer on our team that was talking mad shit about us. So then, the jungler had like, it was like 48k on Gengar. I had 75k on Luca. I had more kills, I took more damage, I scored more points. And he's talking shit about me and Mitch. And then as soon as bro looks at my win rate, he stops talking shit. As soon as he's seen it. I got 60% clean. Niggas can't touch my win rate.
Should be a good secure for Curios with the snipe shot, and they get it.
Yeah, that's why you choose that Pokemon. That's what you want. The 2v1.
Dude, yeah, the most pussy ass insults coming at me for nothing.
Zainus, this Lapras snipe shot is there. Finds its mark. That's a KO. Now we're going 4v2 downstairs. We're going to put the pressure on. Draken is there, half HP. Heavy Slam, grabs a berry. Snipe shot, doesn't quite hit, doesn't let it loose. We're going to Fell Stinger away. Tempo steps up with this Dodrio, going to help put some pressure. K is hanging out by the pad. They can Hyperspace Highway whomever they want through. Blaziken secures Regieleki.
Yo, who says intel? They're a shooter. They're a ooter. This is what I needed him. This is what I needed. I needed some intel shots right now. I needed this. I needed this in my life immediately. Big 5 big booms. Armor Rouge 5 big booms. You beautiful.
Keep pushing forward. Luminosity Gaming is absolutely relentless, Cowboy.
Moving into this goal zone, finally getting the opportunity to score as Peru Unite relents.
Oh, that's petty. They're not breaking. That's petty.
They had Regieleki walk top this entire time. It has been a back and forth fight. We are at the 5-minute mark, and I don't think Doomstacks has been able to stop calling a fight for more than 3 seconds. It has been unbelievable, the back and forth between these squads. Hey, there's another fight here in the bottom pack.
What do you know? Points going in, and here comes LG. Draken finding themselves on the pad again, trying to run that defense. A surf out of
bro, they could have dead just broke bottom. You didn't even have to do this for real. I guess they just didn't want to give them the EXP. That's probably what it is.
Chasing away Zainus here. We have a score attempt at the bottom path. Anemo being pushed back here by Slash. Overlord back down to the bottom path to continue this fight. Reggie is spawning again. 2 straight minutes of brawling here. as Dodrio actually in the central area.
Oh shit, I gotta log in and check my thing. Hold on, I gotta check my thing for my
scoring in the top half.
Something that can't be understated. All this fighting has kept Draken from being able to hit level 9 and the Hoopa as well, because they've just had to defend pad so long. They need to evolve. They want those unites.
I gotta see my boxes. You feel me? I gotta see the boxes. Luca, you feel me? The homie, the Doge, the big Doge.
To an end for them, they have to reset. Kea goes rings unbound. Reset there. Pressure on. The Fists of Fury are coming out, and they're trying to stun down LG as Peru wants to put together a counter push. Nice block into the guts of everybody. Everybody has moved around, forcing
into the what?
Is this going to be enough?
Into the guts of everybody. Into the what?
Go down. 3 players see the curtains as they're drawn closed on them, just like this goal zone is going to be closed out.
5 players of Luminosity survive that engagement as they score in the bottom path, bringing the scoreline 162-152 as they are now heading up to the top path through the central area of Peru Unite as they continue brawling. Dodrio looking for a KO. Otter finally going down. Here comes Anemo trying to cut them off as they move towards the top path, and LG actually somehow pulls back. No, they don't. They're going towards the tier 2.
They're just no pressure forever. I know something's up when Otter's in the middle of 3, just pressing them down by themselves, not looking at offensively chucking the pollen puffs to deal damage. Everybody's about that action today. Everyone wants the smoke in this game 3.
162-152. Peru is up right now. Nice position right here as they send multiple members down towards this tier 1. With only 2 members of Luminosity, this is going to look pretty bad for them. Regieleki is being ripped apart, but here comes Peru.
It's Overlord and Slash gonna have to hold it down. Here's the snipe shot though. Anemo takes big damage. So does Zynus. Overlord sees the opportunity. They're on the chase. Heavy slam block by Draken. Gonna let Tempo and Anemo get out of dodge. And that's what they needed in that moment.
Nice
those knockouts would have been
shots.
critical.
Yeah, they absolutely gave up.
Shots.
It's a very smart decision. Keep Snorlax in that moment. Snorlax will be back in time for Rayquaza. Could be Peru's last Rayquaza here of this tournament. Reg Ice being chipped up right now, already at half. Only 8 seconds now until Rayquaza. Extremely aggressive positioning right here with a block. Peels them back for just a moment. Anemo in some trouble, having to run away from this as LG continues moving forward. Back through the portal goes Peru.
If Draken goes down there, that is a massive catch in that moment. Curios is ripping snipe shots from a really advanced position, but they know Tempo's there. And now Curios is split from the entire team, but right into the middle is the Dodrio.
He missed.
On Trainer. They're trying to rein them in. Darting across. Nice catch by Slash. Gets Tempo shut down. The rings are unbound. Everyone back to the middle. Anemo eats the Queenly Majesty. The Zarina puts them down. And now we're pivoting back to the center. Dodrio is on the run.
Beautiful play.
Down. Draken is sitting there looking at 3-headed bird. Says, let's do something, son. And that's a big power nap for 2 KOs.
Oh my God.
Work by the tandem.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Can they get the knockout? Zynus is going to go down. The pressure is just too much. Peru is feeling it from all sides.
Oh my God.
They have a 4-3 advantage in this moment for a few seconds.
Yeah, and here we go. Luminosity deciding what they want to do in this moment. Charging up the Queenly Majesty, looking for the Hoopa right now, and it's trying to run, but Kea might go down right here. Doesn't catch him before he goes through. Kea gets the reset. Overlord looking for another KO. Not able to make it happen. Tempo now deciding what they want to do.
Just the crowd.
52, and Kea resets again.
Rayquaza needs to start going down because they can send Dodrio on a mission to score. Rayquaza's at half, and I think Luminosity needs to pivot. They're getting leashed around by Tempo. Who's going to do it? Heavy slam coming through to catch the reset. There's a couple players down. Rayquaza's low. Snipe shot's lined up, and it's secured.
Oh my God.
And Luminosity Gaming is going to dash the hopes of Peru on another IC title as Luminosity Gaming marches towards the Sunday Grand Finals.
With only 15 seconds left on the clock, the Ray Shields will help them score fast enough. The Hundo Burgers reign in the 58 burger from the Eldegoss. LG.
Jesus.
Peru for 10
Jesus.
minutes to win 3-0 in the semifinals.
And another step closer.
2 teams back to back got 3-0'd. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous, son. Two teams getting 3-0'd back to back. Let me do one game. I gotta do one. Cause I gotta get my chest back. Nice. This is here, and then put this like that, and then boom. Gotta complete one game. Oh my god. I got a Leftovers Drain Crown Espeon on my team. Oh, hell no. Leftovers Drain Crown Charging Charm Espeon, bro. Oh my god. They added Charging Charm to this shit. Get a load of this fancy nigga over here with the skin. I need this skin, god damn it, I need it. Look at that. I can just, you feel me? I can just go through all the trainer cards now. Switch to gaming, feel me? You jealous? Just say that. Why would I say that though? Why would I say that? Why would I put myself down for them? Hell nah. I don't want to admit that shit. I'm not gonna admit to them nothing. Not that I'm jealous. Fuck out of here. It's fine. It's fine. That looks mad cool, dude. Yo, that meteor mash looks so cool. Damn, I couldn't heal in time. Damn. Yo, I would appreciate if y'all fucking came up here now. And they're invading. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Low IQ ass niggas. They hop on Unite just to do some bullshit. That's crazy. That is crazy. We got nobody contesting, nobody. It's just me and the Espeon fighting the whole team. It's dead, just us two fighting the whole team. So no one wants to fight anyone. They all just want to. They just want to fuck around, low key. Okay. Damn, he got fucking lucky. Still behind, huh? Damn, I can't believe he hit that. I can't believe he hit that. Luca into Gengar is actually, Luca and Gengar working together is actually kind of correct. Damn, I got shot. Yeah, it was over from the jump. Wow, the one person I want to say no. The two people I want to say no. Yo, God sends his toughest battlers to his strongest soldiers. I'm not one of them niggas. I don't know why they said, why he said this to me. Why did he say this to me? I'll say for my life.
You lose.
I don't know how niggas be losing like this. How greedy, man. How greedy. I'll do one more. I'm balling. I don't care. I do one more, one more, one more, one more, one more. Tired of losing, so let me lock in. Little tired. The Mew messed up the whole vibe. Let's see if the green is. It's not. Not the biggest fan of Suicune, but we see. That is a Raichu movie. Does he chase? Beautiful. There's no damage. That works. Okay. No! Why would you bring them to me? Why would you bring his ass to me? Yeah, there's only so much I can do. Only so much I could do. Big plays. Yeah, it's literally just me that's like cooking on my team. The rest of them they're kind of lagging behind. Nice. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God! Oh my goodness! I cannot believe that worked. There it is. Damn it, somebody! No! Son! I was cooking the whole fucking game! Son. I should have just ran when I had the chance. Ah! I should have fucking ran. I should have just fucking ran, man. I was dead ass cooking them too. But that was my fault. That loss was my fault. Shouldn't have died. Let me call it a day though. I got my ass beat. It happens. I'm sick as fuck. I'm tired of being sick. My God. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Your boy's going through it. So, have a good one. Get some rest, drink some water, all that jazz. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Yeah. Peace, fellas. What can you do, so ties? Yeah, what can you do? Shit happens. So peace.